Hi, I'm Paul Sirwa from Xplortek Property Inspections, and I'm here today to share some exciting tweaks that we've made to our pre-sale inspection service. Selling a home is hard for selling clients. It can be a challenging and emotional process involving uprooting family, moving belongings, keeping the home in showcase listing condition, and having visitors in one's home is strange in of itself. And there's the managing the finance part that comes with selling one's home and getting into another home or moving your family. There's a lot going on in the process. And it's our aim to help simplify some of the questions around that process for sellers. By performing a pre-sale home inspection, it can help those sellers avoid some of the complexities that arise during the home sale process and allow your sellers, I should say, to move forward with confidence and knowledge. Xplortek's pre-sale inspection is a reasonably priced service that allows your sellers to be well informed about the condition of their home and provides potential buyers with the information they need so that they can consider your listing as the preferred option for them to purchase. Now, what is a pre-sale inspection? We inspect the major core components of the home for functionality and safety, including the roofing system and its drainage metals, exterior cladding, windows and doors, lots and drainage, walkways and driveways. We look at the decks, balconies, and porches of the home. Any attached garage or detached garage or outbuildings can also be inspected. We'll look at the electrical, interior finishes, cabinetry finish and flooring, safety of stairwells. We'll have a look-see at the heating systems and air conditioning systems, as the case may be. We'll have a really good look at the plumbing and its performance, how much insulation there is, and ventilation systems. And we'll look at the framing structure itself and evaluate the health of the foundation. Now, a pre-sale inspection can help sellers answer key questions that they might have about their home and its condition to avoid problems with potential buyers during the purchase process. It can help alleviate concerns regarding the home sale process and what investments should be made in the property prior to its listing and then subsequent sale of the home. It can help address some anxious questions that sellers have during the process and questions that as realtors you often have to address. There's enough variables that can be difficult to manage without worrying about the physical condition of the home that you're selling. Some anxiety causing questions include, what should I fix up? Am I wasting my time and money upgrading this or that? What if there's something seriously wrong with the house that either I do or don't know about at all? How do I manage the cost of repairs? How do I communicate effectively to buyers what I've upgraded and repaired in my home so that buyers understand the true value of what sellers have done? The base question is, what should I fix up? As a realtor, you can communicate the things that'll create the most value from a sales price perspective to the home, to your client. Realtors can also describe what items will not create a higher sales price. Now, where home inspectors come in is they can help communicate the things that will allow potential buyers to avoid major expense. Your home inspector can communicate the things that you can avoid paying for now also, but should communicate to your buyer that it will be a major expense, when it should be done, and what exactly it is. Are sellers wasting their time and money? Well, sometimes they pay a little bit too much attention to feel-good factors. Clients might have always wanted to repaint the living room a certain color or finally make those fix-ups to tier seating in a man cave that they never got around to doing. But what they fail to understand is that that home is being prepared for someone else, the potential purchaser. Oftentimes, people will inadvertently spend anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 on cosmetic or functional upgrades to the home that are completely unnecessary. We allow home expense decision to not be made upon feelings, but make them with two valuable sources of information: The realtor's comparative market analysis and evaluation of the items that they're looking to do, and combine that with home inspector provided facts about that home's condition. Home preparation expenses must do a couple things. They have to add value, and they can be things such as inexpensive curb appeal items or actual upgrade items that buyers will specifically pay more money for. And they should also combine to avoid detractors. These are things that realtors can educate their clients on about their local market. Things like upgrades that make the home look more comparable to other valuable listings in the area. Those things can be quite specific and should impact the actual sales price. Now, based on the home inspection results, you can ensure that all the big ticket items in the home are functioning. If that home is being targeted towards a first-time home buyer, they'll worry an awful lot about the big stuff in the home and assume that those big stuff might take more expense to fix than it actually costs. By performing a pre-sale home inspection, you can ensure that all of those systems of the home are at least functional. And if they're not working, sellers can make some basic investments in those specific items. For example, the heating system and furnaces should be in functional shape. They don't have to be brand new if they're old, but they should be functioning safely at the time of purchase. Some of those other items can include appliances. Buyers want to make sure that everything is working and that when they turn on the stove, it's going to fire up. And that strange leak that may or may not have been going on in the roof is addressed in a straightforward way, so that it's not a surprise down the road for those same buyers. They shouldn't open cupboards and find plumbing leaks, and each switch in the home should actually do something and operate electrical devices. These are just some of the examples of things that can turn off a potential buyer and are actually relatively straightforward to address pre-sale. And even if that buyer is going to gut the house as an investment property, you're going to want to be able to illustrate that the bones of the house are a good starting point for their extensive renovation plans. Those include the health of the foundation, which could just mean disclosing that there's something that needs to be addressed, or your sellers may desire to just get it out of the way, fix it in advance so it doesn't even come up in the process. Also illustrated there is a picture of the rafters in the attic space, making sure that there's no structural deficiencies in the real bones, the carpentry framing of the house. And what if there is something that's discovered that's seriously wrong? If there's a deficiency in the home, sellers may be aware of it, but may need the reinforcement from a professional home inspection to classify whether it's actually a serious problem or not. Sometimes a perceived problem is just that. And in fact, it's either not really expensive to remedy, or with some straightforward risk mitigation steps, you can take it from a potential problem to a situation that's fully managed in the eyes of an insurer or even banks lending on that home. Two such examples are polybutylene supply piping in the home that can be inspected to ensure that there's not actually any active leakage going on, and that supply plumbing could be pigtailed with current PEX fittings closer to the operative fixtures to ensure that it's not going to develop a leak down the road. Aluminum wiring is a similar such beast in that all that it needs to do is be correctly pigtailed at the functioning electrical fixtures by a master electrician, completing that maintenance step in a way that's acceptable to an insurer. Now, sometimes realtors are not aware of a potential underlying safety issue in the home or a cost issue in the home. And identifying that issue pre-sale is of extreme importance for a couple of different reasons, both, and most obviously, for the current life and safety reasons for your sellers. And Also important from a financial perspective and an ease of your deal closing perspective is to avoid having a big surprise from a potential buyer introducing a brand new issue and serious one having completed their own inspection down the road. Honestly, it's hard to even price a home accurately without knowing the condition of that home if major repairs need to be considered. Now, if the problem comes up later in the process, post a buyer's inspection, this can lead to last minute negotiation, which is awfully frustrating for both you as a seller and for the selling clients. And it can even result in the deal collapsing. Or there's a situation that's even worse than that, and that it can prevent the home from even continuing to be sold right away. Now, realtors, you'll know, have a legal obligation to disclose to potential buyers of any latent defects in the home, and as such, are liable for those that might not be disclosed. So it's of paramount importance for your own mitigation of liability to understand the condition of the home prior to listing it for sale. Now, sellers will often have a figure in mind that they plan to spend to get their home in saleable condition. A home inspection will help them evaluate the reasonableness of that budget to tackle the necessary functional repairs that they need to do and how much budget they have left over to do nice things, curb appeal items, and cosmetic things that make it more attractive. In that way, that expected investment can be maximized to produce the most value-added activities that directly contribute to a home being sold. An interesting question is, how do I then communicate what I've done, what I've fixed to potential buyers? And you'll want to disclose as much information as you can to those buyers. The more that the buyers know about the home inside and out, the more likely it is that they'll feel comfortable with putting an offer on the home. You can show visitors that a home inspection has been done and that the seller has completed repairs that were recommended with a list of those key items. You can disclose even what things might still need to be considered, but you and your seller might have already produced a plan about how that can be addressed, or even made quotations with certified tradespeople already prepared so that a potential purchaser can take it on. What a pre-sale inspection does, and this process does, is encourage unconditional offer. Now, 2022 is already promising to be a busy seller's market. And in some cases, in order to be competitive with their offer towards a sale of a home, buyers have to consider waiving their home inspection condition, but invariably may feel hesitant or uncomfortable doing so. Having already done a pre-sale inspection, you're in a position to provide the information that they would have gleaned from having their own home inspection condition, and thus are already more comfortable making an unconditional offer on your property. Additionally, Xplortek is now offering a home inspection orientation of that pre-sale inspection for purchasers for only $250. By selling this inspection to the buyers, they're effectively getting the ownership of that legal duty that we have as inspectors to be open, honest, and forthcoming about the condition of a property. That inspection report is transferred to them, and our full obligation legally with our inspection license with the province of Alberta transfers to them, and that they can be confident that the report is now prepared for their shared use, and they can have confidence that we're required to make sure that we're being upfront and fully transparent with them too. Now, on site, we'll take them through that report and go through all the major functioning systems and let them know how they're functioning, as well as pointing out anything that the seller has already decided to do. Now, it's one thing being transparent to a buyer and offering to forward them a report and even giving an orientation, but we take that offer one step further for you. We invite buyers to learn about and explore the home with an attractive and interactive listing display that we set up in the home. We encourage buyers to reach out to our company to ask questions and even offer pre-sale to send them a summary of that report. Now, our buyer's presentation setup in the home looks an awful lot like this. We'll put an attractive color copy of the report right there for their use to flip through. We also offer an electronic version of the same preloaded to a tablet that will leave there for your sellers during the course of the listing to access the report electronically. This gives advantages of being able to take that report physically around the home easily with an interactive medium that they can click on certain deficiencies or certain home conditions, certain home ingredients that are already in the house, and accessing more information on that topic that lives on the internet. Through that device, they'll also be able to contact us to reach out for their summary copy of the inspection and peruse our website to become more familiar with us as a company. So we do offer the color printed report for the sellers to use up front to make repairs on the home, and also for potential buyers to leaf through during showings. Now, the tablet setup, here's a zoom in view of the main screen that allows the home inspection report to be reviewed, allows our website to be directly accessed so they can find out more about the details of the inspection that was performed, and they can reach out to us directly to ask specific questions about the home or request a summary of the home inspection report. So pre-sale inspections help address some important items for you as the realtor and for the seller. It can decrease the seller's anxiety with having so many questions that can be easily answered. It can allow them to both save money and be very targeted with the spending that they do on repairs or upgrades to the home. Maybe of most importance, it can help them and you identify serious issues early in the selling process, avoiding those surprises down the road when you think you've already got a closed deal and we're simply trying to put the deal to bed. It encourages multiple offers by increasing the trust and the transparency with the seller. It makes buyers feel welcome. If they've got an attractive display that your seller is put out for them to review the home, they're going to feel welcome. They're going to feel encouraged to participate in learning about this property, learning about this listing, and feel more likely to make an offer on it. And as follow-up, we give the opportunity to educate buyers with our new inspection orientation service. We're also seeking to make the process easier for you as realtors with the booking of pre-sale inspections. We've introduced the new Red app, where we've created a custom application that goes right on your mobile device so that you can quickly and easily have your information preloaded in our booking system. And all you have to do is simply collect basic information about your sellers to communicate to us, really just their name and email and the property address. And you go onto your app and select the date and time that you want, and then it's just booked in our system. No need for further confirmations with us, no late night calls or early morning confirmations. It's just booked. And if you're not set up with the Red app yet, certainly reach out to us at xplortek.ca, or even if you prefer to input that information on your desktop computer or on a laptop, you can visit xplortek.ca and click the Book Now option right on the site. Or if you want to just talk to a person and pick up the phone, you can give our customer service center a call, which is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for your use at 780-666-0170. We look forward to and we're excited about introducing pre-sale inspections and our new service options for you and your sellers, and we can't wait to see you on site soon.